We all come from families with stories that have shaped us, molded us, and perhaps even limited us in some ways. But what if I told you that you have the power to rewrite that story? That you can be the one who decides that from this point on, things will be different, not just for you, but for everyone who comes after you. You can be the first in your family to break the cycle, to dream bigger, to achieve more, and to lift others up along the way. Think about it, every family has a legacy, but not all legacies are chosen. Some legacies are simply passed down because no one thought they could be changed. The way we think, the opportunities we pursue, even our fears sometimes come from generations before us. Yet each of us has the chance to stand up and say, I will be the one to change this, whether it's breaking the cycle of poverty, education gaps, health challenges, or any limitation you've inherited. Change starts with a decision. And it's not just about one success or one breakthrough. It's about opening doors for others. By becoming that first person to say, you create a ripple effect. You show your family that it's possible to move beyond what's comfortable or familiar, and you redefine what's normal. Changing a family story takes courage. It takes resilience, and most importantly, patience. True change doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't always come easy. But every step you take forward, no matter how small, becomes part of that new legacy you're building. Imagine the impact of being the person who decides, my children and my grandchildren will not struggle with this. Imagine creating a family story built on strength, purpose, and hope. So be the one to change your family story. Know that in doing so, you're not just transforming your own life, you're giving a new direction to the lives of those who come after you. Believe in the power of your actions and your decisions, because they're not just for you, they're for every generation that follows. Changing your family story begins with recognizing yourself as a trailblazer. This isn't just a title, it's a calling. Being a trailblazer means you're stepping into a role that requires courage, vision, and an unwavering belief that things can be different. It's about more than being the first to succeed. It's about leading your family into a new chapter, one marked by possibilities that were perhaps never even dreamed of. When you understand your role as a trailblazer, you recognize that you are a pioneer in your family's journey. And that comes with a profound responsibility. Many families have patterns, unspoken limitations, or beliefs that shape what each generation believes they can achieve. These patterns may arise from economic hardship, limited access to education, or deeply rooted beliefs about what is possible. Often we don't even realize how these limitations affect us because they are woven so closely into the fabric of our lives. They can affect the way we see ourselves, the goals we set, and even the dreams we allow ourselves to have. Stepping into a trailblazing role means looking at those patterns objectively and deciding that they don't define you. It's recognizing that you have the power to chart a new course, one that redefines what your family stands for. The journey of being a trailblazer is often one of self-discovery and self-definition. You're not only setting out to achieve new things, but also to understand and break down any barriers that have held back those before you. This can be daunting because it requires you to confront beliefs that may feel ingrained. For instance, if financial instability has been a recurring challenge in your family, you might have to reevaluate your relationship with money, where do you work, and opportunity. If there's a history of self-doubt or lack of confidence, your journey might involve building self-assurance in ways no one before you has had to do. Being a trailblazer is about going into uncharted territory, facing the unknown and still moving forward, knowing that the decisions you make don't just affect you, they affect everyone who follows in your footsteps. Taking on the role of a trailblazer can be isolating at times. Not everyone around you will understand why you're trying to change things. In fact, some people might even resist or question your efforts, asking, why can't you just be content? But that's because change is uncomfortable, and it often brings fear. You may find that people you love resist the changes you're striving for, and that's okay. You don't need validation from everyone to keep moving forward. As a trailblazer, you'll need to be resilient and focused, keeping your eyes on the vision you have for your family, even when others don't yet understand. Your efforts may not be appreciated right away, but they are deeply necessary. Over time, your family will see the impact of your courage to step into something new, and they will likely be grateful for the new opportunities you've opened up for them. Trailblazing also means you are willing to redefine success on your own terms. It's easy to look at what others have achieved and assume that you need to follow the same path to succeed. But as a trailblazer, you are creating your own path, often one that no one else in your family has walked before. This means setting your own standards, defining your own version of success, and not being afraid to pursue dreams that others might not fully understand. When you redefine success, you show your family that they don't have to fit into anyone else's definition of accomplishment or happiness. They can set their own goals, live by their own values, and find fulfillment in their own way. To fully embrace your role as a trailblazer, it's important to stay connected to your roots while keeping your vision firmly in sight. Remembering where you come from helps keep you grounded, and it reminds you of the strength and resilience that brought you to this point. But don't let your past define your limits. Instead, let it fuel your desire to reach new heights and create new possibilities for your family. Being a trailblazer is about expanding what's possible, not just for you, but for everyone around you. It's about opening doors that were previously closed, seeing opportunities that were once invisible, and creating a legacy of strength, determination, and hope. You're not just breaking barriers, you're building a new foundation. By recognizing yourself as a trailblazer, you realize that you have the power to change the course of your family's story and set a new path for generations to come. You are planting seeds of hope, inspiration, and achievement that will continue to grow long after you've taken your last step on this journey. This role is not just a chance, it's a calling that can change lives in ways you may never fully see. But that will be felt in your family's story forever. Embracing the responsibility to change your family's story is not a decision to be taken lightly, it is a profound commitment. To undertake this journey, you must first accept that your actions have the power to shape not only your future, but the future of everyone connected to you. When you accept this responsibility, you're choosing to pursue a path that might be difficult, unfamiliar, and at times even isolating. However, this choice is an investment in something far greater than your individual success. It's an investment in a legacy that can uplift, inspire, and redefine your family's story. Understanding this responsibility begins with seeing yourself as a bridge between the past and the future. On one side lies the history that shaped you, filled with both the strengths and limitations of those who came before you. On the other side is the potential to create a future unburdened by those limitations, where new opportunities and achievements become possible. When you choose to embrace this role, you're committing to becoming the person who makes conscious choices that elevate not just your life, but the lives of future generations. It's about recognizing that you have the ability to break cycles, to end patterns that no longer serve your family, and to initiate new traditions of growth, resilience, and achievement. With responsibility comes the need for intentionality in your choices. Every decision you make, from the habits you cultivate to the values you live by, impacts the legacy you're building. This means being mindful of the example you set, because whether or not you realize it, others in your family are watching. Younger relatives, siblings, and even older family members may look to you as a source of strength and guidance. By embracing this responsibility, you become a role model, not by what you say, but by how you live. You show your family what it looks like to work hard, to remain disciplined, and to keep moving forward, even in the face of setbacks. This influence can be far-reaching, creating a ripple effect that impacts not only those close to you, but also future generations who will grow up with a new set of possibilities because of your actions. To fully accept this responsibility, you must also be prepared to make sacrifices. Changing a family story often requires prioritizing long-term gains over short-term comforts. There may be times when you need to make difficult decisions, like working extra hours, pursuing education, or investing in opportunities that may not yield immediate results. These sacrifices might seem small to the outside world, but they are monumental because they are made with a purpose to break free from limitations and to create something better. Each sacrifice you make is an investment in the future you're building, and that future is one where your family can experience a life with more options, more stability, and more possibility. Another vital part of this responsibility is the courage to overcome doubt. There will be moments when you question whether you can actually bring about change. You may wonder if your efforts will be enough, or if the obstacles in front of you are simply too big. These moments are natural, and they don't diminish your strength or resolve. They are a reminder that the path you've chosen isn't easy, but that's what makes it meaningful. Embracing this responsibility means finding the courage to push through those doubts, to remind yourself of the vision you have, and to stay connected to the purpose that drives you. Changing a family story also requires a willingness to celebrate progress, no matter how small it may seem. Every milestone, every new opportunity you create is a testament to your commitment to this journey. It's easy to become so focused on the big picture that you overlook the small victories along the way. But these moments of progress are significant because they symbolize the steps you're taking to rewrite your family's narrative. Celebrating these achievements allows you to build momentum, to reinforce your commitment, and to remind yourself and your family that change is possible and is happening because of your efforts. When you take on the responsibility to change your family's story, you're embracing the idea of legacy. You recognize that what you're doing now is not only for yourself, but for future generations. You're building a foundation that others will stand on, a legacy of perseverance, determination, and hope. By fully accepting this role, you're not just working for today, you're creating a brighter, more empowered tomorrow for those who come after you. You're offering them a new beginning, one that may have once seemed out of reach, but is now within their grasp because of the commitment you've made. This journey is challenging, but it's one of the most meaningful responsibilities you can accept. By embracing it, you're choosing to be a beacon for your family, a source of inspiration and strength. You're showing them that it's possible to overcome, to aspire, and to achieve. In the end, your commitment to changing your family story is an act of love, a testament to your belief in what's possible, and a legacy that will echo through the lives of your family for generations. To create a new legacy, you must focus on breaking generational patterns that may have kept your family from reaching their full potential. These patterns can be deeply embedded, spanning multiple generations and becoming part of the family's identity, often without anyone even realizing it. They may manifest as limiting beliefs, behaviors, or even unspoken expectations about what is possible or realistic. Breaking these patterns is about recognizing their presence, understanding their impact, and taking deliberate actions to create a different future, one that isn't bound by these inherited limitations. It's about making conscious choices that not only change your own life, but also lay a foundation for future generations to live with greater freedom, opportunity, and self-belief. Recognizing these patterns is the first step, and it can be surprisingly challenging. Often they appear so ingrained in family dynamics that they go unnoticed, blending into the fabric of everyday life. For instance, there may be beliefs around financial struggle, such as money is always scarce, that influence attitudes towards saving, spending, and investing. Or there could be a cycle of emotional responses, like avoiding open communication or suppressing difficult emotions because family members have historically dealt with issues privately or have avoided conflict. Recognizing these patterns requires self-awareness and reflection. It may mean stepping back to observe the family dynamics objectively, identifying the patterns that hold back growth, and acknowledging the role they've played in shaping current behaviors. Once you've recognized these patterns, the next step is to challenge them, which can be difficult because change often brings resistance. When you choose to do things differently, you may encounter pushback, not only from yourself, but also from family members who may feel threatened by change or may not understand your motivations. This resistance is normal and doesn't necessarily mean that people are against you. Rather, it's often a response to the discomfort of seeing old habits questioned. Challenging these patterns requires courage because it involves going against the grain, questioning beliefs that have long been accepted as truth and actively choosing to do things differently. Whether it's adopting new financial habits, communicating openly about feelings, or prioritizing education, each of these choices becomes a way to break from the past and set a new course. Breaking generational patterns also involves the power of example. Actions speak louder than words, especially in a family context. When you consciously make different choices, you demonstrate to others that a new way of being is possible. You show that change isn't just a concept, it's achievable, real, and within reach. For instance, if you start managing money differently, prioritizing savings, and investing wisely, you're showing younger family members that financial stability is attainable, even if it hasn't been a reality before. If you communicate openly, you're setting an example that it's okay to express emotions and resolve conflicts through healthy conversation. These actions create a ripple effect, planting seeds in the minds of others that there's another way, a way that leads to growth and freedom. It's important to understand that breaking generational patterns doesn't mean rejecting everything from the past. Rather, it's about discerning what serves you and your family's future versus what holds you back. There may be values and traditions that are worth preserving, such as a strong work ethic, resilience, or a sense of unity. The goal is not to erase these positive aspects, but to enhance them by letting go of the limiting beliefs and behaviors that no longer align with your vision. This discernment allows you to honor your roots while moving forward, creating a legacy that combines the strengths of the past with the possibilities of the future. Breaking these patterns requires patience and persistence. Change doesn't happen overnight, and there will be times when it feels easier to revert to familiar ways. It's common to experience setbacks or to feel as though you're making slow progress, but it's crucial to remember that even small changes can have a big impact over time. Each time you make a conscious decision to act differently, you're reinforcing the new path you're creating. Over time, these small decisions accumulate and become the new normal, eventually replacing the old patterns with healthier, more empowering behaviors. This process may be gradual, but it's transformative because it represents a shift not just in actions, but in mindset and belief. The impact of breaking generational patterns is profound. By choosing to change, you create a ripple effect that goes beyond your immediate family. Future generations will inherit the changes you've made, and they'll grow up with a new set of possibilities, beliefs, and values. They won't have to face the same limitations because you've already broken through them. Instead of inheriting limiting beliefs about what they can achieve, they'll inherit a legacy of resilience, self-belief, and empowerment. This is the gift of breaking generational patterns. You're creating a new inheritance, one that's rooted in opportunity, growth, and freedom, rather than in constraint and limitation. When you focus on breaking these patterns, you're not only transforming your life, but also setting a foundation for generations to come. It's a commitment to a vision of a better future, a vision that honors the past but isn't limited by it. You're paving the way for a legacy of possibility, where future family members can thrive and achieve beyond what was once thought possible. The journey may not always be easy, but it's one of the most powerful things you can do, not only for yourself, but for everyone who comes after you. In breaking these patterns, you're creating a new story for your family, one that will continue to inspire and uplift long after you've made your mark. Creating new opportunities is at the heart of changing your family's story. It's about stepping beyond the boundaries of what has been traditionally possible or available and envisioning a future that holds more promise and potential than the past. This process requires proactive effort, the willingness to invest in personal growth, and an openness to discover and seize possibilities that may not have been accessible to previous generations. By creating new opportunities, you're paving the way for your family to experience life on a higher level with greater access to resources, education, and freedom to pursue their passions and dreams. This isn't just about advancing your own life, it's about opening doors for those around you and for generations to come. One of the most significant ways to create new opportunities is by pursuing education and personal development. Knowledge has a transformative power, as it enables you to understand the world more deeply and equips you with the skills to navigate life's challenges. In many families, education might not have been prioritized or even available. You have the power to break that cycle by making learning a priority in your life. This could mean formal education, like pursuing a degree or certification, or informal avenues, like reading, attending workshops, or learning from mentors. By becoming someone who values knowledge and growth, you set an example for others and create a culture of learning within your family. This culture can inspire younger members to see education as a means of expanding their potential rather than merely a requirement or chore. Professional growth and career choices also play a critical role in creating opportunities for yourself and your family. When you strive for excellence in your field or take bold steps to advance in your career, you're positioning yourself to achieve financial stability, increase your influence, and open doors that may have been closed to your family in the past. A strong work ethic and dedication to success can change the trajectory of your life and set a new standard within your family. The opportunities you create professionally, whether through hard work, networking, or entrepreneurial ventures, set a foundation of possibility that family members can build on. Your success shows them that it's possible to rise beyond the limitations of circumstance or background. It's also important to remember that creating new opportunities doesn't necessarily mean large-scale achievements. Sometimes it's about small but consistent efforts to improve the quality of life and the choices available to you and your loved ones. Financial literacy, for instance, is an essential component of creating opportunities. Learning how to manage, save, and invest money effectively can lead to financial security, which gives you and your family more freedom to make choices that aren't solely dictated by financial need. Financial stability can mean the difference between merely surviving and truly thriving, and when you prioritize financial education, you're giving yourself and your family tools to make informed, empowered decisions. In addition to personal and financial development, creating new opportunities often requires building a strong support network. By seeking mentors, aligning with people who share your values, and connecting with those who can offer guidance and encouragement, you're expanding the resources and knowledge available to you. These connections provide access to advice, insight, and even job or business opportunities that may otherwise be out of reach. As you build these relationships, you're creating a network of support that can benefit not just you, but others in your family. The people you meet and the communities you become part of can open doors for family members, whether through introductions, shared resources, or simply by inspiring them to pursue their own dreams. Creating new opportunities is also about fostering a mindset that embraces possibility. Limiting beliefs can keep families in cycles of stagnation, where opportunities seem out of reach or unrealistic. By developing a growth mindset, you encourage yourself and others to see challenges as chances for improvement and setbacks as temporary obstacles. A mindset focused on growth and resilience is an invaluable asset because it empowers you and your family to keep pushing forward, even when the odds feel stacked against you. When you believe that success is possible and approach life with optimism, that attitude is contagious. It inspires those around you to aim higher and expect more from life.